Hi, more trigonometric equations coming your way. Have a calculator handy so you can work through these with me. Right? So, all of these are in radians, by the way, because you need practice with dealing with radians. Right? And I figure if you can do it in radians, you can probably do it in degrees as well. So what do we do with a question like this? Okay? Well, bottom line is, when it says sine something equals 0.7 or sine something equals a number, do the inverse sine straight away. Okay? So you do the inverse sine of 0.7. You know it straight away, so inverse sine, make sure your calculator is in radians mode, or 0.7, and you get an answer. Now, that is what 2t is. Okay? So if sine of 2t equals 0.7, then 2t is equal to the inverse sine, which is 0.775. Now, that's not a final answer, so I'm not going to write down a rounded value, because if you round that and then divide a rounded number by 2, you might get it wrong eventually. Okay? Now, my recommendation is with these, when it's not just t, when it's 2t or 3t or 5x or whatever, you work out as many solutions as possible. Remember how to find the next one? You subtract from pi radians. So here's a reminder, sine graph, use the symmetry. That is, this bit here is the 0.775 we just worked out. This bit here will be the same gap, so pi subtract that. Okay, so pi subtract and then answer. So 2.366. 2.366 something. Now, what are we going to do with all our answers? We're going to divide by 2 to get the final answers, okay? But if we divide by 2, we're going to have 2 more solutions, okay? You might think initially, okay, it only goes up to 2 pi, this graph, but if you continue another cycle, it'll go up to 4 pi. What's going to happen if you divide that entire domain by 2? If you divide all the x values by 2, then that will become 2 pi, won't it? That will become pi, that will become pi over 2, and so on. Just as these answers, they will get to be half as large. So what you want to do is you want to work out more solutions. Because if we take the 4 together, let's put the graph back, you can see that, can't you? Okay, so the total of 4 solutions altogether. Okay, here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because when you divide all of these x values by 2, you're going to get an interval between 0 and 2 pi. So you can work out more. So you can do that added to 2 pi and that added to 2 pi. That's already in my calculator display, so we're going to do that one first. So 2 pi, so I can leave a gap, and then the last value will be 8.649 something. And then I will get this one back up again. So it was the inverse sine of 0.7. Okay, so that's added to 2 pi. Okay, so 7.058 ... Okay. So you've got those values there. Then divide everything by 2. I suggest you do it in that order, because if you start to divide by 2 and then try and figure out retrospectively what your answers are, you might get a little bit lost. Okay? So you can do that divided by 2, that divided by 2, that divided by 2, that divided by 2. It doesn't say how to leave your answers. Often it says give it to 3 significant figures or something like this. Okay? So I'm going to start with that one there. So notice every time I do this, I get my calculator out again and I get the exact value. So 0.388 for that one, and then this one. Okay, so pi minus that answer. Of course, I press the wrong button. So hang on, pi subtract the arc sine of 0.7. Oh, got it. So that one divided by 2, okay, 1.183, 1.18 if I do them all to 3 significant figures, and then this one. Okay, so plus 2. So for reasons I'm not going to explain, I'm going to do this one first. 4.32, and then the one in the middle. So that one divided by 2, and then this one divided by 2. We're doing so. Yeah, inverse sine 0.7 plus 2 pi divided by 2. 3.53. Okay, that's not a nice 3, is it? 3.53. Okay. I'll do some more for you so you can see what we're doing. Okay, here. So I've changed the letters around a little bit because sometimes you've got to do it for t, theta, x. So I'll just vary the letters. So same domain, same intervals, it's 2 pi. Maybe have a go at that and then work out the answers. Then play the video to see if you're correct. Or you just keep on going with me. So inverse cosine of 0.766. So the first thing is, you might be solving a more complex equation and you end up with this, and your final steps are, you've got to work out your actual solutions. When you've got cosine, something equals a number, do the inverse cosine. So inverse cosine is 0.766. 0.766. So inverse cosine of that. So 0.698 ... First of all, consider how many solutions you're going to have. And I'll get back to the answer in a minute. Now I'm about to get to another one. So you can do 2 pi, subtract that, and you get 5.584 or something. Now, when you're dividing everything by 2, if I just go through 3 cycles, so that's 1 cycle to 2 pi, and then another cycle to 4 pi, extend the axis, another cycle to 6 pi. So that's 3 cycles, isn't it? Essentially, your solutions are there and there for 0.766. Another 2 solutions, another 6 solutions altogether between 0 and 6 pi. But when you divide everything by 3, all of these x values will be between 0 and 2 pi. So that's graphically showing you why you need to have 6 possible answers. So just keep on adding 2 pi to that and to that until you've got 6 different answers. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one. So let's just get that back up again. So inverse cosine is 0.766. So add on 2 pi to that. So 6.981 ... Okay, add on 2 pi to get another one. Okay, I'm going to add on 2 pi again. I'm going to write down here 13.264 ... And then to get the next ones, I'm going to start with this one. So inverse cosine 0.766, and then 2 pi minus. Right, so I've got that on my calculator display. Add on 2 pi. I've got 11.868 something, and then add on another 2 pi. 18.151 something. So I'm just going to get rid of this graph now. Final step is divide everything by 3, because remember 3 theta is equal to all of these. So theta equals that divided by 3, that divided by 3, that divided by 3, that, all of these divided by 3. Okay, well, let's take the last one. Okay, I'm going to divide the last one by 3. So I've got 6 answers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This last answer here, that divided by 3, is 6.05. And 2 pi is about 6.28. So you can see how all of these answers are going to be within that domain. Okay, let me do the first one for you. So if I get it up again, inverse cosine 0.766, divide it by 3, 0.233. I'm sure you can figure out the remaining ones. Okay, I'll leave you to that because it'll take me another minute. Just literally doing that divided by 3, and you get all 6 answers. Okay, like this one. So you've got cosine x over 2 equals root 3 over 2. So here you do the inverse cosine of root 3 over 2. I'm hoping you kind of know what that is. But if you don't worry. Okay, so just check the calculator. There we go. Pi over 6. Okay. And then to get your next answer, you've got to subtract that from 2 pi. Again, I'm hoping you can do it with a calculator, but just in case you can't. 11 pi over 6. Okay. Now, how many answers are we expecting? Well, this is x over 2, isn't it? So what we're going to do is we're going to end up doubling these answers. So we're going to do 2 times that, which gives us 2 pi over 6, or pi over 3. We're going to double that, which is going to be 22 pi over 6, or 11 pi over 3. But hang on, the interval is between 0 and 2 pi. Surely that's beyond it, because 11 thirds, that's well over the number 2, isn't it? Okay, so that one's actually not needed. So what's happened here? So with the cosine graph, here we go, between 0 and 2 pi, because we're doubling everything now, all these figures here get doubled. So that 2 pi, that gets doubled to 4 pi. This figure here of pi, when we double that, that gets to 2 pi. So we only want answers between here and here. And where's the graph crossing? Just once. Here, just once. So our first answer, that was needed. Okay? Be careful of generating more answers than you need, because you will get marked down for that. Well, I mark students down for that because you shouldn't be making up solutions, is what I say, or seeing solutions that aren't there. I'm going to do another one. Okay? This one's slightly different, of course, but I wanted to get an example using tan 2 theta. Of course, I've given it away. So if you divide both sides by cosine 2 theta, you get tan 2 theta, and if you put the 2 over there, you get 1/2. Now we're ready to go. So inverse tan of 1/2, just do that. So inverse tan. Remember, the reason I said have your calculator to hand is because I'm kind of hoping you verify these yourself, because it's a skill to be able to use your calculator properly, you see. So 0.463 something. Remember what to do to get your other answers? You add on pi to that one, so add pi 3.605 something. Oh, what am I saying? Oh, I forgot, I didn't see the question, silly me. Right, scrap that, do it again. I'm not going to re-edit the video because I'm just going to make a very important point here. I didn't read that. It's only when I checked how many answers I needed and with what interval it was, I thought, I need to be in degrees mode. So, I'm going to do it right again. So inverse tan of 0.5. Okay, so I'm sure some of you are calling out to me, it's in degrees, it's in degrees. Thank you. I can't hear you. But thank you for your enthusiasm if that's what you were doing. Right, so here we go. So first answer, this time add 180, because it's in degrees, so 206.565, I'm going to put the degree symbol as well. How many answers am I looking for? Well, I'm going to be dividing all of these by 2. It's between 0 and 306 degrees. I need 2 more answers. Okay, I'll put them on underneath here. So just keep on adding 180 to get more answers. Okay, so that plus 180. Okay, so 386. I know you don't need your calculator to do that plus 180, but in an exam, that's not taking any chances. It's easy to make a mistake in your head and just put, oh, that's 366 for whatever reason. Let's just remember the dot, dot, dot. The dot, dot, dot indicates I've not rounded it, I've used the exact answer, and then that add another 180. Okay, so 566.565, dot, dot, dot. Okay. Now, I'm going to divide everything by 2, so I'll get back to my first answer again, so inverse tan of 0.5. So that divided by 2, it gives me 13.3. I'm going to round these to 3 significant figures. Okay? And then my next answer, that one divided by 2, is going to give me 103.3 degrees. And then this one divided by 2, it's going to give me 193.3 degrees. Finally, this one divided by 2, it's going to give me 283.3 degrees. 1 decimal place rather than 3 significant figures. I've got to think about leaving answers as what appear to be integer values, whole numbers. So I usually prefer at least 1 decimal place. Obviously, if it says 3 significant figures, 103, 193, 283. Okay. I'm hoping you found those useful. Okay. I'm hoping that you got something out of it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again.